LKR remain firmly in the market for additions after being hampered by a long-term injury to Danny McGuire. Confirmation of a blood clot in his calf rules the influential halfback out for around 2 months, and Tim Sheens is keen to bolster his squad, stating that whilst 3 signings are already in the bag for 2019, it's the current Super League campaign where Sheens is hoping to add to his team. Captain Shaun Lunt, winger Justin Carney and prop Robbie Mulhern could all be set for a similar period on the sidelines with MCL, shoulder and knee injuries respectively. LKR coach Tim Sheens. Image, Paul D. Smith Photography. Speaking to the Mail ahead of Sunday's Magic Weekend derby with Hull FC, Sheens said, "We're always in the market. We already bought 3 players for next year, but they're not going to be available to us now, are they? We'll look to manage that with a loan here and there if we have to. But again, I'm hoping to get most of the guys, Lunt, Mulhern, and Carney back before the split. It's still too early and there's a lot of footy to be played, and plenty of twists and turns to come. We'll worry about this week first and move from there." McGuire's situation was fairly serious. On McGuire's unusual but serious injury, Sheens went into further detail, revealing his worry over the blood clot problem. LKR's Danny McGuire ruled out for lengthy period with blood clot. "It's unusual. It's not on the leg he got a bump on, it's the other calf. He has had all sorts of scans but he's been told 2 months from the original 3-month absence. It won't be less than 2, hopefully he'll be back towards the end of the season. It starts with blood thinners to help fix it. He has to be very careful that he doesn't get a knock. He has to manage himself off that before he starts contact training." LKR's Danny McGuire in action against Leeds Rhinos. "It's a fairly serious situation that he was in. It's something he's never experienced before and there was some difficulty in determining where it came from. They have to eliminate all sorts of things including cancer before they understand what it is. Most of those have been eliminated, so we are just hoping to fix the clot now. Hopefully we'll have a better idea of where he's going in 4 or 5 weeks' time." Sheens' options in the spine. Despite losing McGuire and remaining without Lunt in his spine, Sheens has named Tommy Lee, Chris Atkin, Maurice Blair and loan signing Aaron Smith in his 19-man squad to take on the Black and Whites. Lee and Blair featured in the halves in the recent Challenge Cup defeat to Wigan Warriors, but Smith's availability frees Atkin up to move from hooker to his more accustomed role if necessary. LKR's Chris Atkin poses with the Super League trophy. Image, SW Pics. Tommy and Bobby are the 2 obvious options, but Chrissy featured there in training the other day. Sheens added, "We didn't have young Aaron available last week, but we have another option at 9 now, which frees Chris up for a spot at 7 if needs be. We've got some choices." LKR name Magic Weekend squad as Danny McGuire tops list of those absent. Team news ahead of Derby naming his 19-man squad earlier. Nick Scruton was a notable omission but has not been entirely ruled out from taking on FC in Newcastle. The prop must pass a fitness test tomorrow, Saturday, on a shoulder problem. Likewise, James Greenwood was seeing a specialist today on his concussion injury and was named by Sheens in the preliminary team. LKR's James Greenwood, Nick and Greeny have to pass fitness tests. Scroots went well today, Friday, and I think unless he wakes up very sore he'll play. There's another test for Greenwood with a specialist and from there we'll know if he's cleared to play. Elsewhere, there remains a continuing concern over Andrew Heffernan's health after failing to pass his most recent test despite sitting out 5 weeks worth of action. Also, prop Lee Jewett remains 3 weeks away from a return from a groin injury. Kurt Yeaman, one of 4 Hull FC squad changes for Derby with Hull KR. Andrew failed a test. He came back and he's still not right. We're very concerned about him, said Sheens. He's had 5 weeks off and he's still struggling. He's well until he does a bit of defense. We've got no real time on his comeback at this point. Meanwhile, Lee is about 3 weeks away at this point. The Hull Daily Mail has launched a free app which features all the latest news, sport and what's on information. You can download it for iPhone and iPad from Apple's App Store, or get the Android version from Google Play.